So, what's Disney to do when Warner Brothers ups the ante by slating their Justice League movie for the same summer as The Avengers 2? Why buy Star Wars and slate Episode 7 to also come out in 2015? And it turns out that Disney isn't just getting into the Star Wars business, but the Harrison Ford business, as their $4 billion purchase also includes the rights to the Indiana Jones franchise. It's also worth noting that's the same price that Disney shelled out for Marvel back in 2009, an investment that paid off so nicely Disney could, well, buy George Lucas. But as amazing as the Marvel purchase was, this Lucasfilm purchase is truly mind-boggling to both Hollywood and audiences. What exactly did Disney get for its $4 billion? Will Episode 7 be a sequel to the original trilogy or something entirely different? Who will Johnny Depp play? I'm going to try and address all of these questions and give you a comprehensive look at potentially the biggest news to come out of Tinseltown in forever. Perhaps the most interesting thing here is that internet hate broke George Lucas. As someone who's on the internet, I can tell you it gets pretty brutal sometimes, so I can only imagine how horrible it must have gotten for someone like George Lucas. The internet is the kind of place where you cannot look someone in the eye and tell them exactly what you're thinking, which allowed millions of fans to tell Lucas exactly what they thought of his prequels. They were not happy thoughts. Infamously, Lucas announced just a few months ago that as a result, he was done making Star Wars films. But apparently that wasn't enough. So finally, the man who had not only an iron grip on Star Wars, but tightened it, announced yesterday that it was time to hand Star Wars over to a new generation of filmmakers. Hot damn! You can just imagine the number of directors who hopped on the phone to their agents, eager to throw their hat into the ring. It's all ironic, really, considering that it was other filmmakers who made Star Wars successful in the first place, and Lucas's insistence on taking the helm back that hurt the franchise. Now, no details in Episode 7 have been released yet, besides its target date of 2015. However, Disney has said they plan to release a new Star Wars movie every 2 to 3 years. Couple that with Marvel Studios, which releases 2 to 3 movies a year, and the other studios must be mighty scared. You'll notice that I said Disney was now in the Harrison Ford business, and I hope that's true. I'd love to see him back as both Han Solo and Indiana Jones, provided he has the right talent to back him up, and no Han or Indy Jr.'s. Hell, I'd love to see Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill return as well, perhaps having Episode 7 follow the Star Wars novels that show the classic characters passing the mantle to their children. Episode 7 could conceivably just focus on a new cast of characters, but as long as Ford, Fisher, and Hamill aren't dead, that just seems stupid. As for who will take the helm, there's the obvious choice of Gore Verbinski, who did a great job for Disney with their Pirates franchise, and now hopefully the Lone Ranger. But Disney has signaled that they are willing to think outside the box, not just with their purchases, by going after David Fincher for a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea remake and Sam Raimi for Oz the Great and Powerful. Hopefully they'll choose an experienced, high-caliber director for Episode 7. Whoever they choose, though, I hope they take the series in a darker and more epic direction than the more family-friendly route it went with the prequels. There's certainly nothing wrong with family-friendly entertainment, and usually it's the safer bet. But I think at this point we all need something a little darker to wash the taste of Lucas's work out of our eyeballs. So, what do you get for $4 billion? First, as noted, there's the rights to Star Wars and Indiana Jones. That's big business for Disney, not only at the multiplex, but also in television, video games, merchandising, and their theme parks. Remember how Disney was frustrated they couldn't come up with any properties to appeal to men who aren't, well, dads? Hey, if you can't beat 'em, buy 'em. With both Marvel and Star Wars, plus an Avatar section being added to Animal Kingdom, Disney now certainly has the demographic covered. But in addition to the film properties, Disney is also getting Industrial Light and Magic, Skywalker Sound, and every other business Lucas has funded with his Star Wars money. For handing over his life's work, 68-year-old Lucas, because he privately owns everything, will personally get $2 billion in cash up front and $2 billion worth of Disney stock, which Disney will slowly buy back over the course of 2 years. Lucas will also keep Skywalker Ranch, hinting that all of his businesses will be relocated closer to Disney in Burbank. Lucas will remain a consultant to Disney, while Steven Spielberg's longtime producer Kathleen Kennedy will run this new division for Disney, reporting to the recently appointed chairman of Disney Studios, Alan Horn. Man, look at all the wonderful toys recently ousted Rich Ross lost out on, and it says volumes that Lucas has chosen to trust Disney with those toys. Before the Marvel purchase and the Avengers, that would probably have been unlikely, as the studio is sometimes painted, and sometimes rightfully so, as an aggressive company that puts profits first. But while Disney might sometimes creatively falter, their brand management capabilities are undeniably flawless. Disney is a behemoth of both vertical and horizontal integration, and is perhaps the only studio capable of keeping the Star Wars brand in the public eye indefinitely. Warner Brothers is trying to do that with Harry Potter and DC Comics, but look at how Harry Potter has already faded from the overall pop culture landscape. So in the end, I think Lucas and Disney made a very smart move here that will literally reshape Hollywood, to the point where maybe a rival studio should call this into the government. Aren't monopolies illegal? What do you think? Be sure to share your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.